Kelvin, Alfred is already assigned as co-host.
Okay, thank you. Okay, hi, good afternoon. Okay, I think you all know Alfred. Yesterday you attended his registered company. I think from now 2 to 2:30 will be Alfred session. He will show you about the loan part. So I think Alfred is very experienced and he also CEO of Sync Capital. He's just on top of our 11th floor. So if you guys have any regarding loan issue or registered company issue or any other even you don't know how to handle your overseas client, you can go and look for Alfred. Okay, so he's a very experienced guy. Alfred, I pass the mic to you. You take over now. Thank you.
Okay, hey, thank you, Kelvin.
Thank you,
Right,
Alfred.
very good afternoon, everyone. A bit soft. Sound check, okay?
Sound okay?
All right, thank you very much.
And clear.
Okay. So like what Kelvin said, I'm just going to do a very short sharing. I'm not going to go through the whole details of it. Of course, if you are interested, we have different programs that you can actually get more information. So this segment is just about financing consideration. Okay? So I'm going to share with you our practical experience and what are the things you can look out for. And I'm going to share with you how you can help your client get financing even if they fail TDSR. Right? So this is the beauty about industrial and commercial property, because it's actually not not really subject to residential market, right? So it's really for business owners. And normally people who invest in this, they are a lot more sophisticated, right? Knowledgeable about property investment. Yeah, of course, these slides will cover also my yesterday. Yeah, I'm not responsible for what I say. No, as you know, everything are subject to changes, policy are subject to change. So today, what we share is as good as of today, right? So I'm in case of a policy change. But I was very, very happy. You know why? Yesterday, one of participants, like yourself, attended, and immediately she called me. So we are going to help her with her client on company incorporation, right? Because her client was actually trying to buy a commercial property under individual name and going to pay GST for more than $2 million worth of property. So I think this is where we can really value add to help your client save money. So when you look good, we look good. So that's the main purpose. Okay, so then we are also trying to resolve some of the loan issue. Okay, so this is where we're going to focus. And again, feel free to put in whatever questions you have. Now, you say industrial commercial property got TDSR or not? Actually, it depends whether your client is buying under individual name, investment holding, or operating company. So if let's say you are individual, sole proprietor and partnership, and including investment holding company, you are subject to TDSR. All right? You are subject to TDSR. So the only one that is not subject to TDSR is corporate. So for example, a bubble tea company. So let's say a bubble tea company now want to buy a shop to run their own business for bubble tea. Then it's buying under the company name. Therefore, they are not subject to, right? They are not subject to TDSR. So then what does the bank look at? So the bank will still apply all the credit assessment, but they don't have to follow TDSR, because TDSR is the most stringent set of financing assessment, most stringent. I mean, just to recap some of your memory, right? You see, when you buy residential, TDSR, MASA, bank must use 3.5% to compute. But for industrial and commercial property, you have to use 4.5%. So immediately, the loan quantum, right, will reduce. Of course, you're using a high interest to do the credit assessment. Now, on the other hand, because now commercial loan rates are so low, this actually is a good policy to ensure people do not over leverage. Because commercial property interest rate on the average during normal times is about 5%. But now you can get rates as low as 1.38%. Okay, but you just put average for commercial property is about 1.6 to 1.8, 1.6 to 1.8% fixed rate. So for commercial property, it's very attractive, which is why, like what I said yesterday, right? I think there are many investors, they would then eventually move their radar towards industrial commercial. Today, they announced International Plaza going for en bloc. Of course, it's a very big ticket item. Okay? I do not know whether they will go through. Probably Kelvin will know better. But if it go through, I think it will spur the next wave towards commercial property. Okay, so anyway, we will monitor. But you know what? I hope they go through. I hope my Golden Mile Tower can also go for en bloc because they are not going through. Okay, so what are the 7 important information you need to know? So first, you are using personal name or company. Now, like what I briefly explained yesterday, when you use personal name, you can be subject to be a property trader. That's one. And at the same time, if you want to register for GST under personal name, right, it will be very complicating. It will affect a lot of your daily life operation also. Can you imagine? Let's say Alfred Chia now is GST registered individual. Wow, everything I do, I must also account for GST. So, but you use a company is different. Company is a separate entity. So, which is why when you're doing industrial commercial property, it's recommended to use company. But yesterday I also explained, right? There are certain situations that you use a personal name. So there is no right or wrong. Okay, there is also no one size fits all. But just to recap, most of the time we recommend people to use company to invest in industrial commercial property, especially if you are talking about property that run into the millions of dollars, because the GST will be a very, very important component. Okay, so then of course you need to look at the age of the borrowers or directors. So this part is a bit similar to TDSR, but because for industrial and commercial property, right, at the same time, they also look more on the business aspect. So as far as the business lending is concerned, MAS do not have too stringent rules on that compared to residential, because MAS is more concerned to protect the residential market, whereas business, they based on the natural market demand and supply. And of course, if you are an entrepreneur, you are investors, or you are property investors, right, you should be more savvy to assess the risk. And definitely they need the business practice to be more, right, subject to market forces. Okay, so then you look at the income profile. So yesterday we also talked about, can a new company actually borrow? Now the short answer is yes, it's possible. It's possible, right? In fact, we have done many where we can actually help clients set up the company and apply loan the next week, because we look at the director's profile. So the director must be of strong income. Then of course you have to look at the outstanding debts of this director. Now, assuming this director is a business owner, he's super stretched, financially stretched. Utang here, utang there, personal guarantee, all this. Then of course, it will then affect his loan eligibility. So this part is very important to look at. Then you look at the type of property. So the type of property is also very important. Example, because industrial and commercial property, there are a lot more properties with remaining lease of 10 to 30 years. So a lot of times you will find that very difficult to borrow for this segment. And there are some banks is that even if your remaining lease is less than 20 years, you can't borrow anymore. Then at the same time, there are certain projects that banks do not do. So take, for example, Golden Mile area, right? Golden Mile Complex and Golden Mile Tower. A few banks do not provide financing for those projects. So the type of property is very important. So if you are not so familiar with the industrial and commercial property, and then you are marketing or your client want to buy, give us a call, right? We will help you to check whether financing is possible, right? So industrial commercial is very different from residential already, yeah. Then like what I say, age of property, and then the loan quantum. Okay, so this is the part. I just want to check, is anyone there listening to me now? Because just after lunchtime. So if you're buying, hey, thank you. If you're buying commercial property, right? What is the maximum LTV you can borrow? You can just put into a chat box. Okay, thank you. So I see one, 90, then put question mark. 70. Now for operating company, that means to say they buy for their own use. Technically can go up to 90%, 90. But it depends on the company profile and the type of property. Okay, so I'm very happy to say, just about 2-3 months ago, we arranged for one business owner to buy his own building around Kaki Bukit area. For the purchase price is about 7 million, and we managed to get for him 90%. So now the thing is that a few bankers actually told the agent, oh, I can do 90%, all these things. But like what I say, there's many factors. And one of them, because the building is an industrial building. So banks are not so, I mean, most of the banks are not so eager. And then there are some banks that even you're doing operating, right, they only give you maximum 80. Yes. So 90%, we just did it. But like I say, many permutation, right? The star must be aligned. The star must all be aligned. Okay. And then again, you know, when you do commercial property, right? It's different bankers. So we work with the commercial team of the banks. So it's not the usual mortgage bankers that you are familiar with. And then you must deal with the commercial team, all right? No, UOB 80% only. UOB, they only do 80%, right? It's very difficult for them to push to 90. But again, I don't want you to get your client overexcited. So this one is for you to know. You can say for operating company, right, you can go up to 90, but it's not easy. But generally, 80% is doable. 80% for operating company. For investment, right, that is 70%. 70. But we have a way to help your client to register with the right company structure to go for 80%. So I think that will change quite a lot of advantage for you, right? Especially if you are competing with other agents. Okay, so my prop next brother and sister, all these things I only share with you. And because, you know, Kelvin, I know he's a very experienced commercial agent. So we want to see how to support you the most. And yesterday I introduced to you, right, how we can work with you on company incorporation. So we will also share with you whatever fee they generate. You know what, I understand because we are service provider, right? And you know, especially for your business, right? Your client, your buyer, all this no loyalty one. They can ask you a lot of things, but they can still don't buy through you. So it's very important, right? If we can actually generate fee income as and when that's possible. Okay, so the advisory part, you swing to us, we will advise, do swiftly for you so that we can hand back to you to complete the property transaction. Then some more, I cover you. Okay, this is my assurance to you. Okay, so loan quantum, settle 70 for investment, 80 for operating. But if the company is very good profile, can go up to 90. Hey, Bessie, you raise your hand. Accident or what? Okay, no question. So I move on because I only have a few more minutes only. Mortgage equity withdrawal loan. Now, commercial property, you can also do that. So if you know of customers, if you know of your clients that used to have a lot of properties, then the property valuation has appreciated. They can now actually take advantage of this, right? But of course, you have to be very mindful. You cannot take a mortgage equity loan to go and buy another property. But because if your client is a businessman, it's different. If he's a businessman, he is a company, they own the property, they can raise the money for working capital or even business expansion. So then this is where, right, how they expand their business. They will be able, right, to better use the money. Okay, so I do not want to elaborate too much about here. Okay, mortgage equity withdrawal loan. But because of the time constraint, I will not go through with you how to calculate. But it is very possible. I know of one business owner. About 15 years ago, he bought a small building, right, which is at this Arab Street area for 5 million. It's a 4-story building, 5 million, 15 years ago. Guess how much is it worth now? More than, conservatively, more than 20 million. 20. And after 15 years, the outstanding loan is only $1 million. And they don't use CPF. They do not use CPF. So can you imagine how much money they can get up just on that property? So which is where this is how you can help your client to find sources of money. Okay, the other one, unconventional banks. Okay, so like what I say, right? We are dealing with businesses, right? You are using company to own property. So what if, let's say, this business owner, right? Personal name-wise, he really overstretched, over-leveraged. He cannot really, right? TDSR failed. But now he's buying a commercial property. And he has enough money to put out the down payment. Okay, but he wants to buy this, right? Whether is it for investment or for his business expansion, but he needs loans, right? So TDSR cannot pass, but he needs loans. Can arrange on? Can arrange. Okay, can arrange. And your client don't need to pass TDSR. Okay, so for example, we have helped many of these such cases. So maybe I give you one example, right? So there's this business owner, because he's a small business now, right? But when during good time, he actually bought a shop house. So, but because his business was running into cash flow problem, right, due to COVID situation, so he has been using a lot of credit card. But his problem has been piling up. Okay, so his credit card, he really run until he utang few $100,000, and he could not, refinance his other residential property. And of course, he's also having problems servicing all the loans. But yet we are still able, because he has a property, and the property has a good assets, right? And we are able to use the rental income to provide. So we can arrange a interest servicing only package. But the interest rate is not cheap. I must tell you, interest rate is not cheap. It ranges from about 5% to 8%. Okay, 5% to 8% per year. But as long as the property asset is good assets, generally we can arrange, right, for business purposes. So if you come across this kind of customers, don't reject them. You can come to us. We can help you to arrange. We can help you to arrange. Okay, so I got a question here. So normal business owner live in HDB, then it'll be hard to take loan. Now, you cannot take loan on a HDB property, right? But it doesn't matter whether your client stay in HDB or stay in bungalow. As long as they have a good industrial or commercial property, you can take a loan, because we look at that property. We look at that property. Now, I mean, because of the time concern, over here, I just want to do a recap. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, I want to promote my SAMP. Okay, but anyway, I just want to do
it's okay, you take your time. You just share. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
One is important also. Yeah.
Okay, so I just recap basically what we said earlier on. Normally, when you see a client, all right, first you try to identify they are going to buy under personal name or investment. Okay, so if you buy under personal name and investment, they will be subject to TDSR, and LTV will be 70%. So this is a very standard way of approach, and some of the investors may not qualify because of all these restrictions, right? Okay, so then you move on to the next one. The next one will be operating company. So operating company, you can borrow 80 to 90%, 80 to 90%, and we don't have to look at TDSR. So it will be based on the company P&L. So what if your company P&L no good? Then director's income also burst, fail TDSR. There is still way, which is the one I said, right? You can call them private lenders, you can call them unconventional banks, all this. And because we can be your bridge to do this. So that one, we look at the property value, right? We look at the assets. So if the assets is good, we can literally arrange financing. So I think it will change the whole equation for you. So I don't want you to, because I cannot get the loan or cannot pass TDSR or my banker say your client burst TDSR. Especially if you're talking about industrial commercial property, right? That is not the end of the road. There are many options, because always remember, we are here to support the business community. And if your client already sitting on property they bought many years ago, the valuation will have gone up, and assuming, right, they are using it to generate or to run their business, they don't want to sell, but you can cash out those money through equity term loan, and then use this loan for other business expansion purposes. Okay, so I mean, of course, if you would like to know more about all these computations, right, if you're interested to understand all the mechanism, right? You can consider our SAMP. We are starting a class in October. This is run by SEAA. So actually, there are many from next year, but it's open to all to join, right? So we have been running this for the last 10 years. We'll give you more in depth about tax issue, which is why our graduates, right, they'll be more familiar with about how to plan for ABSD, buying property under trust, decoupling, and how to actually do tax planning for their client. Then CPF policy, but more importantly is the financing part. I'll show you ways how you can help your client to increase the loan eligibility. In fact, this morning I was just arranging one deal to finance a bungalow purchase for a business owner. Bungalow purchase for business owner. He just bought something almost $30 million. And we are using, right, the unconventional bank channel. Because this business owner have many businesses, and then his funds, it's not the right time for him to actually realize his profit. But he's a wealthy man, but it's just that his funds are stuck in all his investment in the business that he invests in also. So this is ways that we can help them to unlock their money. Okay, so yeah, as usual, I always offer this. Now for yourself, right? If you are thinking whether can I invest, have I done my financial plan, you can actually take a scan of this. Okay, always remember, SingCapital, we are MAS licensed financial advisor. We are here to help clients to do financial plan. So our financial plan for individual is one, right? Which we can offer to you. The other segment is for business owner. So I actually serve as an advisor to many business owners. On their company restructuring, on their tax planning, risk management. Okay, so for example, we also provide director and officers liability insurance to all these directors, right? So which is why I have to be very familiar with all the company act, all the tax rule that actually apply to businesses. And we also help many foreigners. Okay, so yesterday, I cannot remember whether did I highlight this. If you have foreign clients, we can also help them to incorporate company in Singapore, and they can own it 100%. Right? So if you have Chinese client, no problem. Indonesian client, no problem. We will be able to actually advise them and then set up the company. So with the company itself, they will then be able to use this to purchase or invest in any industrial and commercial property, right? Especially if you are talking about foreigners that come in to buy $20–30 million worth of property, they will definitely use a company structure one. They will not use a personal name structure. So like what I said many times, right? Because personal, your tax is up to 22%, and you have very little things to actually exempt off. But for businesses, your corporate tax rate is 17%, but you actually get a lot of exemption. So actually, your tax rate is actually much lower than that. So again, in a summary, we support you. We can help your client on company incorporation. We can help your client to understand about tax structuring, risk management, shareholders agreement, raising funds, financing, not just only for business loan. Okay, so I saw Rian has one question. How many percent of valuation value for equity term loan? Okay, so it depends on your client, whether is it operating company or investment holding. Operating company can get up to 90%. Okay, but 90%, like what I keep saying, right? There are many terms and conditions. So a lot of things your client must fulfill one. So example, their profit must be good, the property must be of a good area, good location, so all these things. But if not, generally 80% no problem. 80% no problem. Okay, how to join the mortgage course? Yes, welcome. And anyway, the course fee is very cheap one, and you still can claim SkillsFuture credit. So yeah, maybe my colleague is inside this room. So Alex, maybe you can actually put down your number. Alex will put down his number, then you can actually contact him. And anyway, take down his number, right? Take down his number, because any contact, right, you can contact him. So like what I explained yesterday, I have a very good team of colleagues. So there are about 50 of us, okay, my consultant and my staff. So we are here to serve. And like what Kelvin said, we are on the 11th floor. 11th floor. So we are just a phone call away, a step away. And always remember, we are here to support you. So we are financial advisor. We don't do property. So really, there's no conflict. And some more, whatever service that we generate, we share the fees with you. Okay, so normally I would want to update you upfront. Okay, if we do this service for your client pay, and then how much is the fee, right? So because we don't have the restriction like lawyers. You know, lawyers cannot pay, right? Because we are financial advisor, then we have an introducer arrangement, so that's why no problem. But more importantly, is we are here to help you solve problems. So like to expand on what I say about foreigners, foreigners, we can advise them on all the tax rules, all the regulations, how to set up the company. Basically, it's a one-stop shop. So your client don't have to stress. And more importantly, we are licensed by MAS. So we have to be responsible for what we say, what we advise. I think that is the biggest assurance we can provide to any foreigners. I mean, imagine you have foreigners, then you want to go to Thailand or Indonesia to actually set up a company. Wow, you'll be worried, right? Are you talking to the right consultant and advisor? I mean, because for a few times, actually, I have some opportunity in Thailand for business, but I did not proceed. You know why? I cannot come across the right advisor to advise me. And then, you know, Thailand, the rules are very different from us. And then somehow everything is in Thai. Okay, so my point here is that the advisor is very important. And I need to trust the advisor. Right? If not, if you give me a wrong advice, show me the wrong way, wow, jialat already. Okay. Yeah. So as I mentioned, I just want to keep it short, just to provide all the key highlight. And of course, I'm sure you are here to learn from Richard, Kelvin, and Chris. They have tremendous experience dealing with all kind of commercial property. Okay, maybe just one more thing I just will remind, because commercial property is not just about buy sell, right? It's about rental. So last year we paid out a claim. I will not elaborate the details, but basically it's a shop, a rental, right? So it was actually rented out to tenants to do F&B. But both the landlord and the agent did not know that that area can no longer do F&B. Or you must actually apply to URA for approval. So, but they didn't know that. Then the tenant signed the tenancy agreement. They started to do all the renovation, basically incur a lot of costs. So the tenant sued the landlord and agent for $1 million. $1 million. Renter, $1 million. We settled. We settled the case. Okay, but because there's a confidential agreement, but I just want to say that the insurance, have to fork out a few $100,000. So be very careful, especially if you are doing commercial property rental, because definitely they are not like residential. I think it's a very good business. I mean, you just look at Richard and Kelvin, but you have to be very careful. So it's important to follow the right sifu, so that you can know now and then. So which is why when Richard, Kelvin asked me, I'm happy to come and do some sharing because I know they are sharing all their experience with you. Okay, my number. Okay, any other questions? If not, I have to pass back to Kelvin. Okay, Kelvin, everything okay? Anything else you need me to?
Okay, that's all. I think you also Alfred also conducts CBD course, and so I think some of the retirement plan about loan. I think if you're free, you want to learn from more from Alfred, you may want to sign up the CBD course also. And I think just now Alfred also mentioned about insurance. Okay, please buy insurance. I mean, I'm request you to buy even more, especially want to do commercial property. Don't just buy the basics one. Okay, you can buy from Sing Capital. Maybe you want to top up a bit because I agree with Alfred. A commercial agent always easily gets sued. Okay, so if you want, you may want to top up your insurance policy for the liability part from Sing Capital. You know, me, Richard, Chris, we always do that because you won't know. I just have an agent under me direct purchase a shop house, at the end get sued. But lucky, you know, we talk at the end, they only say, okay lah, never mind lah, we close the case, you know, and outside court, and you just pay 30,000. And I get my agent to do it. You know why, Alfred? The seller is a law firm. He's a law firm owner. So during the court fight, he sent 10 lawyers to attend the court.
Wow.
But the buyer only one lawyer. Only one lawyer, the kind of situation. And when the seller present, the 9 of them keep on doing all the paperwork. So any question when the buyer lawyer say, he have an answer to straight answer you well. He have 9 consultants sitting below. He's an Indian lawyer owner.
So drama.
Yeah, very drama. So at the end, I told my agent, I think you will lose. Even I talked to the buyer lawyer, I think you will lose. So then we settled out of the court, you know. She had no choice. She pop up 30,000 to settle the whole case. Yeah, and some more, it's the agent fault. I mean, you cannot claim insurance also, which I go through the whole thing is the agent fault. So it's important. So you may want to top up your insurance liability for commercial agent.
Yeah. Actually, to add on what Kelvin said, the premium top up is not expensive because you know for PropNext agent you are already insured for this 300,000. So if you want to top up to 400,000, it's just only about I think $50 more, right? You can actually ask Alex to arrange for you. So more importantly you know why? If you have this 400,000 cover, even if people want to find trouble with you, right? You have 400,000 to engage lawyer. Right. So this is for you to pay for the lawyer to represent you. Like what Kelvin said, I mean, any law firm that you do with, just be very careful because many years ago, we even have one case. It's a law firm also. Just because of chair, it's a rental case. Then the lawyer was a tenant and then just say that, is all these chairs going to stay behind? And then the agent just never say yes or no, but seem to indicate that, can be arranged. But when the tenant move in and say there's no chair, kick such a big fuss, sue the agent. But we came in to defend because anyway, so what is the law firm? We get another bigger law firm, right? We get Kata Wong to come and defend. Then there's no case. So don't be intimidated by people as long as you have this. So which is why you see combination of Richard, Kelvin, Chris give you all the ground information. But if let's say somehow you still make some error or mistake, right? We still got insurance to back you up. So Kaka do industrial commercial.
Yeah, you're right. Also, a few years, 6-7 years ago, about GSH Plaza, we also get into a court case. But Alfred, help us to clear it. If not, I think my agent will get claimed for more than 600,000 for this for the particular project launch. But we managed to settle. That's why we have to work together as a team. And Sing Capital is under the umbrella of the PropNext, so it's reliable. So if you guys have any legal issue, company register loan, you can go and look for him. On the 11th floor. Okay, thank you very much, Alfred.
Okay, thank you, Kelvin. Thank you everyone. All the best.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, let me start to share my screen. Okay, now this part is the office space part. I'm sure that you have a good lunch, a good rest. Okay, hopefully just now with everything I thought, I think just now maybe I thought a little bit too fast. So, but all of you all okay, right? Am I too fast or just nice for you all?
That's nice.
Thank you very much. I mean, if let's say it's taught too fast or in between you have any doubt you want to ask, you may just on your mind, we just talk over it because if not sometime to talk for a few hours, it's really, really bored. Seriously, I'd rather to have a physical class so that I can interact with the participant. Okay, it's true. So sometimes I think if you want to start with commercial, maybe you want to increase your insurance premium as Alfred said, just increase to 400,000, which is only about $50. A few years back, I think 6-7 years back, when I'm the chief IC for Plus, not Plus, GSH. Before Plus is called GSH Plaza. Actually one of the core team agent closed the deal. At the end, the buyer backed up. So submitted a check for $1 million because it's a 4 big purchase. So at the end, the developer found it, wow, it's not easy to claim this buyer. So he want to target into Pronex agent, our agent. So he was giving me a call. I said, Cal, can I meet the agent? I said, for what? He said, oh, just for interview to find about this case scenario. After I think about a while, I say, I told him, no, I think my agent is very new. I say, why don't you send me those questions that you want to ask so that I prepare my agent? So when I received the whole question he sent over, it's total 48 page from one of the law firm. So I read through it, I say, shit, I think he's trying to be funny, trying to claim from the agent since he cannot get hold of the buyer. So I quickly contact Alfred, and I talked to Yong Ho KO. So we say, hey, I think we need to engage someone lawyer to sort of this case. So lucky they're very helpful. Alfred quickly get Tata Wong to come in. So just the whole thing he just represent us. And I think Tata Wong is very good service. In fact, they get 3 lawyers. So he just interview my agent, everything he say. Then at the end, we won the case. And because it's not our fault, so we don't need to pay anything at all. So it's important for this part. Okay, let's talk about office space. Okay, before I talk about office space, let's have some, I want to ask these are common questions. Okay. I think last time, a few time ago, I have an agent also asked me the same question. If you own a HDB shop house, so when you stay in a HDB flat, you own a HDB shop house, you have to pay ABSD from the top because it's residential, correct? So my question is, what happened, if you own a HDB shop house, now you want to upgrade your HDB flat from a 4-room to an EA, do you need to pay ABSD? Do you need to pay ABSD? Anyone? Well, try. Do you need to pay ABSD? No. Yes, good. Yeah, no, yeah. You don't need to pay ABSD. Okay. You know why? Because the agent was telling me that he talked to lawyer say have to. He called IRAS say have to. Okay. So until I told him, no, you write in. No need. Because HDB flat, you only can own one. Okay, second, this is just some good. I have another agent many years back. He helped a client to purchase Maplewood. Maplewood is a freehold condominium at Bukit Timah. Then below there's some shop. He bought one of the shop. So after 7-8 years, he want to sell the shop. Okay, when he sell the shop, IRAS wrote to the buyer, say, oh, you have to pay ABSD because sitting in the residential zone for the particular shop. So then he engaged a lawyer. The lawyer also told him, oh, you have to pay because Maple is sitting into in the residential zone for that part. So he had to pay. So my agent a bit worried, So after he asked me, he said, Carl, when my first seller purchase is under commercial title, but IRAS at the end want to charge ABSD because it's sitting in the residential zone. In the private condominium, you have residential, but because of sometimes they have those kind of what can I say? GFA on certain white zone area. White zone area means you can convert into a development, divide into a commercial shop, office kind of thing. So they have this kind of called white zone. Okay, so I asked the lawyer to write to IRAS to ask IRAS, how do you identify residential? You must able to rest, sleep inside, right? But I say that particular shop, it do not provide you a toilet. So how do you classify a residential zone? So at the end, IRAS ways off. So all this, you can't share, it's not in the notes, it's not in the any other website you can search, it's all through experience that you go through. I'm sure that Richard has been shared with you this also in the commercial shop house, especially shop house also, and those kind of F&B zone area, certain route can still have obtain F&B license, but certain area you may not able to go through. Okay, then I'm going to go into office space. Okay, I don't do. Okay, today's learning office space verification, blah blah blah. All these I follow standard this CEA requirement. So I always would write this like office concept, this that. So that is the learning objective, content. I'll go through this. Okay. So understand office space. So what is office space? Basically, it's a room, you know, where all the people coming together to provide all the administrative managers work. You know, just like this is called office space. Okay. So commercial building is also referred to office space. Basically, a commercial building, you can do office operation, hotel, mixed use or commercial block. Shop, restaurant, showroom also into the commercial building. Basically, commercial building is a very big block name, okay, for commercial building. So inside commercial building, as well as under commercial building, you can do childcare, commercial school, community institution use, or limited non-exclusive religion use. But all these, even if in the commercial building, you have to still apply change of use. Okay. So as I mentioned, commercial building, school, you can all these things. But remember just how I showed you the this commercial school part on the mind is inside the other slide. Okay, so you also can do medical clinic in the commercial building as long as not more than 20% or 1,000 square meter of the total GFA. That means you can apply, but not every building you can apply. Some of the building very restricted inside there, the S&P building say that you cannot run as a medical clinic, you cannot run as a shop, like Wood Square. Okay, Wood Square, this commercial office project stated very clear in the S&P part. You cannot do change of use to convert into a medical clinic. You cannot do change of use into a shop. I'll explain to you why. Okay. Then office clarification, you can use this like using as a bank, financial office, real estate, contractor, blah blah. Now more and more IT professional, Douyin, TikTok all enter into the commercial office space. In fact, all this TikTok, or those kind of IT platform, they actually can use industrial space, but they want to move into commercial space because of the first is location, and also because the whole entire facade, it look grand into that, you know. So there's no need to apply change of use. It's from one use to another use. So same thing. For someone, it's an office space. You're around rented as a bank. You want to convert into a property agency. You don't need to do any change of use. Okay. Okay. This part office. Last time commercial school is under the same class 2. Now they put into class 18. Okay. So they change it differently. Okay. Just to show you, a commercial building or even an office board, you can run as a commercial school, but you cannot do change of use to convert it to become an international school. You can't. Okay. Last year, Dongying Central Square, they rent out 6, 7, 8 floors. It's a medical suite. They rent out to international school. They've been submitted 4 times change of use, all not approved. Okay, ERA rejected them. No, cannot. Until, you know, they both, you know. So the board member, the GM coming, hey, Cal, we can't do change of use. How to do this? Because I'm the chief IC to help them to sell the office. So they said, okay, let me help you. So what I do is I change the business activity in the outcloud. Means what? I convert them into some of the local business course. Means what? I ask them to, can they come up some like accounting diploma course? Can they come up something marketing diploma or Facebook marketing. The local student can enter and not running as an international school. So to change the business activity in the aircraft and resubmit again, it got approved. So now they're running. But in their way, they're also running their international school. But besides running their international school, they also provide some of the local courses. Then the change of view approved. You see, all they are to experience because I run before to understand how URA look at it. Okay, so at the end, they approve it. But whether they will come and spot check, I don't know. But actually, you are not allowed to run. The international school must be a standalone building by itself, standalone commercial building by itself. So most of the international school, they actually rent old building from LTA, SLA, the kind of old building or old school they rent from them. Okay, commercial school, just a few unit, just a few floor, you can't. Okay. So example like International Plaza. Okay, yeah, just how Alfred say it's right. If let's say International Plaza can en bloc, okay, successful. This is the first building, okay, when 2019 URA come out the master plan, so-called CBD incentive scheme. Okay, they are applying this called CBD incentive scheme for this en bloc. Because why? If you don't apply this with a 25% GFA increase, your total pay per plot, you're paying about 2,2447 PSF. But when they apply into this, they only pay about 2,000. Okay, so it's a lot different. And remember, any of the CBD commercial building, if you want to top up the list, you have to demolish the whole entire building and rebuild. Then you can top up the list. That's one. And second, when you want to rebuild a commercial building in the CBD area, URA have to be involved in terms of they have the say and right to talk about your whole entire building design. So in the other way, any developer get this unit, you have to actually incur more costs on suit the whole design according to the URA financial hub street image. Okay, so the cost is very high. So if this place really get it go through, I can tell you, 你可以叫你的人去买 CBD 的 office space, can buy already. Okay, if let's say approve, I mean personally, I feel that I hope it can approve, but this is the biggest en bloc commercial en bloc sum is huge because of the size. And I must also admit that International Plaza in the CBD area, Tanjong Pagar, is one of the best well-maintained building in terms of the retail space, in terms of the office space, in terms of the lift speed, everything. They are the best of the location. Okay, so I also hope they can approve on that. So I think the MCSD did a fantastic job on that part. Okay, so URA space, as I mentioned just now, URA space is important. Why? Because for office building, you also can go to URA space. You can plug in into that, then you go to check planning decision. Okay, I always check on the change of use. I always check on the history of the change of use. As I mentioned, same thing at retail, because a lot of people have the wrong impression, oh, office space, just office space. Not true. Central Square, I help a gym operator to convert 18th floor, the office space become a gym. You understand why they want to use office space to do gym? Because a retail space PSF will be more expensive than an office space. Agree? Even during the COVID, retail space will definitely. So maybe on the first ground floor is retail, while office space is on the 10th floor, but it's on the same location. They rather get a cheaper renting, so the cost will be lower down. So if they can use office space to convert running as a gym, the costing will be much, much cheaper than a retail space. So that's why a lot of people, and I must tell you, this one approved, but if you go to apply change of in Paya Lebar Square, it will not approve. Then you may ask, why both also strata more? No, because Paya Lebar Square, the retail shop still running by the developer itself. The land lease. Okay, they're still running by land lease itself. Wood Square, why you can't? Because still running by Far East of the shop. Because if they allow, then there's a conflict between the shop. Then a lot of people don't want to rent the shop or go up to the office space and do change of and comment to that. So they have this criteria to restrict. So try, okay? You don't try, you don't know. And Central Square, okay, because the retail shop, they straight away, when they launch the time, they sell away to the one of the Pakistan businessman. So he bought over the whole thing. So there's no matter of doing. He don't care. He sold off the whole retail space. So I also managed to help a GP. He bought Central Square at about 2007 PSF. I managed to convert it to become a medical clinic. Then you may ask, wow, medical clinic. But for those people don't know, they may say nothing. But for those doctors, they know. They'll say, wow, you know, Freda Hospital just behind, a few steps behind, is 99 years and they're selling about 4,000 plus PSF. And even you want to buy, no one want to sell you. So can you imagine if let's say you convert the office space to become a medical clinic, my cost is so much lower. I don't need to pay 4,000 plus, and yet it's a freehold. I use 2007 to run as a normal office itself. So that's why when you check on the past history of the channel, you can make use of this. You know, you can sell to the buyer, say, hey, this one, all the past history chain of yours, it can be changed to this. Means this property asset is very versatile. I mean, you can convert into all kind of a business trip. When I can convert into all kind of business trip, that means my future rental yield will be keep on increasing. And when your rental yield going up, you help your future capital appreciation. Okay, same thing like all these different area. I also show you the UOB because I try UOB cannot. I also recently try Icon at Changi. It's an office space also converted to a medical clinic, also approved. Okay, so this is what. So you may want to run. Okay, this is you may want to check. Okay, so first of all, a lot of people do change of view. They straight say, oh, I do change of view. I submit all the proper plan. I pay $500 plus. Don't do that. What you do is like email to URA to check, to tell them, oh, this address, this unit, I want to do change of view to become you know. So as long as they reply to you, we have no objection. Provided FSP, provided this, then you can go ahead. Then it's very safe. Then you spend the $500 into that. Any question? Question, how many total office space in Singapore? Anyone guess? Commercial office building in the whole entire Singapore, about 195 building. Okay, out of the 195, only about 25 to 26% are strata building, individual strata unit. The rest all are held by management fund or hold by those kind of fund manager or even some of the big developer. Okay, so why I'm showing you this, because I'm telling you how much money you can make from that if you really want to do. And if you want to focus on the office space, maybe you just want to focus on district 1 and 2 will be good enough. Maybe 1, 2, 7 and 25 only at Wood Square, 21 only at Vision Exchange. There's only this field only. So maybe you want to focus on 1, 2 and 7 will be good enough. Okay, so how many type of office space? We have standard office space, office service, co-working space, shop house, business park. People use as office to run. It's not a real office space. Okay, so a standard office building is just a standard office building. Then you have a co-working space, you have the shop house. Shop house, some people second floor. Okay, show you on this. Some of the shop house is under residential zone on the second floor. But some people also lease up as a home, as an office space. Basically, they just apply home office, change of view to home office to use it. Okay, some of the residential zone area. Okay, so office play planning. Sometimes this kind of share is too simple. I just go a bit fast. So I always do this. Some people, I remember when you serve MNC company, especially many years back, I served some Japanese MNC company. They'll just give you a thing. Say, Kel, I want a location at District 1. Okay, I have a total about 50 people. I need 2 director room, 1 meeting room. Then a lot of agents get stuck. Then how big you need? Okay, so normally when this kind of criteria come to me, I will roughly give them a size. I will tell them how big is a president office room, vice president, manager, open space, conference room, and reception area. I will give them a guideline. Then I will also show them some of the picture. I will tell them, oh, it's open concept. You can roughly see how many people for 96 square feet. If it's enclosed concept, then it will be the size about this, then how many people you can sit. So roughly they have the idea. So I will, based on all this, based on the density, I will come up a proper kind of a table of the numbers of employee and the space they need. Then when I done this up, I will put it down together. This table, I don't go into detail, so it just so it will come up. Your total office space require 4,000 square feet. Is it clear the part? So your total requirement is about 4,000 square feet for, let's say, 20 or 30 people. Based on 2 dining room you need, 1 meeting room you need. So I will come up on this as an overall whole guide. Okay. Then of course, then they will ask you, oh, how much is the renovation cost? I will give them a roughly guideline. Okay, normally I will don't touch on this. I will not say, oh, some of the MSL say, hey, can you recommend some contractor? I try to talk on this because for renovation, this lot of thing not within my control. I don't want to jeopardize the relationship between I and the customer. So I will tell them, roughly that is the range. I say, I will recommend you few, or you can go to Google and Google a few, then you compare the guideline. So then I come up roughly per square foot renovation cost, how much is that for 4,000 or 5,000 or even 6,000 square feet on that part. Okay, so I also give them some idea on last time, how productive, how big your client need for office space for individual staff density. I also give them a guideline. I said last time, Hong Kong, China, minimum 100 square feet per person per desk. Then after that, reduce to 50, 60. But for a more Euro country, because they are big size, so this give you an idea. So if let's say you're serving some Europe MNC company, their size are bigger, so I think they may need a much more comfortable area. Okay, so it's like 150 to 200 square feet per desk. Okay, but I think now no one will take so big area, especially open concept. So it's about slightly below 100 square feet. 50, 60 a big cram already. Okay, so maybe about 80 square feet per density for a very comfortable open concept table. All this I show to you is just roughly a guide. So when people talk to you, so you roughly can talk about this. Okay, why I'm showing you all this? Because for commercial investor, okay, they crunch figure very fast. They're different from residential. Some residential buying property also based on a little bit of emotional. Wow, this feel is good. You sit down there, you open up, you listen to the music. Wow, it's a relaxed, that's called home. Okay, I buy. But commercial will know. A lot of investors will ask you, okay, if I buy this property, what is my future capital appreciation? They will definitely ask you on this. So what is my money cash flow? So as an agent, to run on this commercial, you must always have the number and figure in your mind, which will able to help you to grant very fast. I remember when I was a small kid primary school, my mom always forced me to learn timetable, 1 sin 2, 2, 2 sin 2, 4. Then to me, I don't know why I have to learn. Then I would remember when I was people, I told Mom, actually no need to learn by how much. You just add on double, then you know how many. Then Mom said, okay, now you add on how fast you can come out the answer. But it really takes a lot of time because you count 2 plus 2 plus 2, but it takes a lot of time. But once you understand the timetable method, very fast, 4 times 4, 16, you can say it's the same thing like commercial property. You must able to generate fast. You know that if I buy at 1,000 PSF, I rent at $3, what is my percentage yield return? You must return, or you have this. After minus off your interest 1.3%, you still have about 1%. After 1%, you minus the maintenance, you still have minimum 0.6, 0.7. And 0.6%, one whole year add together, you will get 6% annual return. This is equivalent like a industry rig. If you buy any industrial rigs or trust, instead of that, it's about 5 to 6% dividend return. So this is not a bad buy. So you have to crunch that fast to tell them, okay? So time for fitting up. Some people ask you, oh, how big is the time frame for fitting up? So normally this is a guideline, okay? In fact, during COVID and I think before COVID, the office rental is not very impressive, it's not very good. Some of the developers even give you longer renovation period, but same PSF. This is to ensure inside their book, it looks very nice and beautiful. And some of the individual owner, they are also playing that. Means what? I rent to you $6, but you think it's too expensive. So I offset through free period of renovation. Then it come up maybe $4. So you are happy, you have longer renovation period. So in my book, in my tenancy agreement, in my stamping, It's still $6. So when I sell, my yield is attractive. Also easy for the seller to let go. So that is the intention about you can negotiate on the renovation period part. Okay, or utility, you have to apply everything yourself. I think now most of the office space are three-phase. Most of the new office development are three-phase. The old buildings still got single phase. Industrial building definitely three-phase. Industrial building definitely is three-phase. So, okay, guys, one thing important I just share. A lot of people take over a new office space or new industrial space. They always have an issue on who install the meter. Okay, well, you hit three-phase, your utility application is not a single phase so easy, no. Because just to deposit the meter, you need to pay a few $1,000s. Okay, take notes, because a lot of agents don't know when you take over a new building, it's under three-phase. They thought just apply utility. At the end, they don't know that, wow, the deposit of the meter is so expensive. Okay, it's a few $1,000s. So you please take note of that. And usually, we ask the landlord to install, but some of the landlord just refuse. But it's very troublesome now. Can you imagine if a tenant install the meter, at the end when he leaves over, he don't want, he will dismantle the meter, return, then get back his deposit. Then the new tenant have to reinstall again. So it's very troublesome. So normally I will try to convince the landlord to do that. Okay. Office building clarification. Okay, now this is the real one now. Okay, that is an association called BOMA, Business Owner Management Association. They are the one who sell the clarification of office space. So whether you see on the website or grade A office, grade B, so what is grade A office? All classified by them, BOMA. So what is a grade A office? So first, you must have a management system in the entire building itself. So this building is including HVAC, heat, ventilation, and air conditioner. Basically, it controls every area, every corner of the room temperature. Okay, then you must have a security system. The same way you enter to the lift, grade A office, I'm talking about grade A, you must have a tag card or even a security to ensure of the entry there. Okay, security system. So your lift speed, okay, must be have a certain timing. Does it? Maybe 30 seconds, you must reach all the floor. I think International Plaza and some of the MBS building, they are able to achieve that. Then the power supply, you might have a standby gen set for grade A office. In the event there's a power cut, you know, the generator can last for 2-3 hours before they come and verify the issue. Then of course you must have CCTV, and the most important thing, your floor plate minimum must be 10,000 square feet minimum per floor plate, and you must have ceiling height minimum 2.7 to 2.8 meter. In fact, now most of the new building, the ceiling height is getting higher and higher so that you're not so congested inside there. And for the layout, your whole floor area must be minimum 50% above lettable space. Okay, a minimum. Then of course, there's also all kind of criteria. If you go into detail, even the parking ratio, blah, 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 this and that. Okay, but I think for the most important for this, I come out into a few guidelines rather than go to so detail. Okay, I come out on this. Okay, means grade A office, you need to have HVAC. Okay, the heat control, then the speed of the lift, the security system, follow of the location, access also drop off point. Then you must inside the building itself, you must have also some amenity, cafe, restaurant. So it classified as grade A office. And you must also have car park. Okay. Also, one more most important criteria for grade A office, you must inside CBD area. You must inside CBD area. Okay. In Singapore, okay, we don't follow that. In Singapore, we don't follow that. Okay. In fact, but a lot of agencies say, oh, my unit is a grade A office, but in Singapore URA, we don't have grade A, grade B, grade C. We only have Cat 1, Cat 2. Okay. Cat 1, all inside CBD, Cat 1. Cat 2, all outside CBD, Cat 2. We only have that. Why? Because under the BOMA requirement, there is quite a number of the factors we can't fulfill. For example, parking ratio of individual unit, we can't fulfill. I think the ratio is 1:1 already. We can't, just we are too small to be able to accommodate that. Okay, then certain of the security system, certain of the some of the CBD area even don't have HVAC system. Okay, so at the end, URA don't have this standard criteria. Okay, and remember, must be inside CBD. So some people selling would say, oh, grade A office. But actually, you cannot use that. You must say something like grade A design, you know, it creates a grade A specification. You cannot say it's grade A office. Okay, so that is the point I'm talking about. Okay, so this is bare unit. And I remember I go for viewing. I saw the agent come to view the unit. Then I told him, oh, it's a totally bare unit. Oh, okay. So when they come, they straight away first come and I told him, how come got no light? How come got no light? How come got no aircon? That's it. I told you bare. But not that bare, right? Bare means you must have light and aircon. It's not. For developer unit, bare unit is really bare. Totally don't have anything. You are lucky if you have a circuit board. It's good enough already. Okay, that's called bare unit. So that is called partial fitted. Okay, you have a carpet, light, maybe a central aircon. That's partial fitted. Okay, this is fully fitted office unit. Okay, especially those big MMC company now, they renovated the whole place. So when they want to locate it, normally they will, because you have to reinstate back to the original condition from all the CDR, whatever, bigger developer. Okay, so they are trying to look for people willing to take over the whole entire renovation or including furniture. And it can really help you to save a lot. Because to reinstate back, it actually also costs you a lot of money. You install money, reinstate back also a lot of money. Okay, during my Japanese client come over, it's a shipping company, don't rent about 10,000 square feet of the office space in the CBD area. So we go and see a lot of it. At the end, we calculate the cost of the renovation, minimum 10,000 square feet for their requirement. You're talking about minimum 1 million plus. So at the end, I managed to find them an office. Last time it's called Lipo Center. Now they changed name already. Okay, I managed to find them a unit which is very well renovated, something similar like that, and they can take over every particular thing. Then they save the 1 million plus for the renovation cost. Okay, so characteristic of a new office. Okay, any question? Board, right? Just keep on input information. Any question you want to ask? Don't have, Okay, characteristic of a new office. Now, office design is important. Okay, that is before COVID. I think even after COVID, I think office space still have the demand. You can see more and more people start to move back to the office to work, because it's still different. Working in home and working in the actual office is still make a lot of difference. And now they all believe, okay, because you have a nice design office space, you actually increase the productivity rate of the staff, especially those who new generation, year 2000 or early generation one, they look highly upon the office environment. Okay, how they work. I show you an example like my daughter when she looked for a job, graduated for 2-3 years. She going to look for a lot of job. I think in year 1-8 time, a lot of offer, a lot of good job offer. But she's very particular on the whole entire office environment. For example, she find a place, not bad, nearby home, not too far away, and good salary also up to his target, but she don't want to accept the job. Then I think why? He said that the office environment, I enter, I don't feel motivated to continue work there. There's young generation. During our time, who pay me high, I'll just go right, but they don't. So the office design environment is important to the new young generation. That's why product office will change. We spend so much money on the 10th floor and the 18th floor. Last time, if those people stay longer, last time the OCs now is individual cubicle, but they feel that it's too dead, you don't have interaction, so they sort of remove it, to change to the new environment. But of course, it's suitable on one generation, it will not suitable to another generation. Some of my older agents also complain, Carl, the chair is too high, too tall. I sit until back. You see, you cannot satisfy everyone. So now, but now that is the, now is the trend. which is the open concept, open plan. Okay, why they use open concept also because of you have more time to interact, and basically you actually save space. Because remember I say if you fix everyone have a small moving desk, a fixed density, so you actually incur a bigger space to have more stuff. But when you have open concept, basically each one just carry a notebook. You can just bring around and walk around. So it's much easier. That's why I'm talking about flexible working station. Just a sofa, just a table. You can go anywhere. Just bring your laptop around. But of course, while you're running on HR department, maybe account department, you still need a place to be put them together to secure. Okay, you still need to put them a room so that a lot of confidential information is well kept inside there. So, but normal is just like that. I remember I went to some of the advertisement marketing agency advertisement firm. It's something similar that they put carpet, they even put a very comfortable sofa bed, anything you can like. I can see a lot of young generation, they just wear a jeans and t-shirt, especially those kind of script writer and or the marketing designer. Just bring a notebook anywhere, they just lie on the ground on top of the carpet, just sit down there and do, and the company is allowed. Okay, because they only monitor their KPI. As long as I pass you those job tasks, I don't care what you do, I don't care how you sit in the office. As long as you can fulfill a nice design, you can write a good script, we accept it. So that is the new generation they like about. Okay, but I think property also can, but some of my agent complain to me, Carl, we cannot anyhow put our document because some people will see maybe the undercut us. Well, it depends on individual. Huh? So common space, you also have a lot of common space. I think that is about Quark Group about 20 over years ago. We're working in Quark Group. Okay, our first old building is at Carpenter Street. Carpenter Street are those shop houses. Basically, they bought over 2-3 shop house, then they upgrade it to 5-story. Even the lift are very old lift. It's a 5-story. So we stay in Carpenter Street, one of the white old building there. Okay, but the building outlook maybe look old, no, but during the time 20 plus, they actually convert it into a very nice, comfortable space. Okay, we still have individual desks to work on, but we have so-called common space, something like that. We also have one, when I was in Guam, he always employ one uncle and one auntie. So every time when 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock, the uncle will push the 2 o'clock, he will come to your desk, say, coffee tea or me, you just order. So every time 10 o'clock, they'll serve you coffee, tea, or ice Milo, whatever thing you order. Same thing that work in Fraser, FNN, also the same thing. Fraser even better. The executive lounge after office hour, you can drink Tiger beer, you can drink Coke, soft drink, free flow. Okay, so functional building, that's the new concept. The thing, your building not only environment, everything must be good, it must be functional. Functional means like you must save energy, you must have pub and bar, you must have gym, you must have a swimming pool. So now most of the industrial space, B1 industrial space, they try to accumulate like this kind of thing. But who pay for the maintenance cost? The owner. The maintenance cost is very high now. All these like Novelty Tech Park is a B1 industrial space, but the maintenance per square foot is almost $1. If you compare Plus, GSH, it's only about 61 cents. Just because they have facility. Then who bear the facility? The owner bear the facility. But even you bear the facility, but not everyone use. But the whole environment on the rooftop, it look nice and good. Okay, same thing like this. Okay, then you may think that, wow, which office space have this? I went to Art 360. I saw one of the IT firm. They have this. They have come up another 1,000+ square feet. I visited them, about 1,500. They basically convert into a recreation area. That's seen all the staff they're allowed to they go inside and play. I don't know whether they restrict on the office but I don't think so, because I went there, I saw it's about 3 o'clock. I saw some staff is playing the table soccer. Okay, but I'm gonna show you this. But I was in Quark Group 20 over years. We have this recreation space also. Why we have this? Because Quark Group also invest into arcade machine. We're doing heavy amusement center, running amusement center. So we buy a lot of this kind of simulation machine. So the simulation machine, some of the sample we put in the office, including table soccer, redemption machine, or even Daytona, even all those people, virtual card, we have it into our office. So we are allowed, some of the manager and like I said, we are allowed, like we work halfway, then we go and play all those games, we are allowed. Because basically, one of my job is to spot the right machine to put into the center. Okay, the time is quite a big center. We invest, we run a shopping mall, yet we own an amusement center for more than 30,000 square feet. The biggest one in Churas, KL, and our bigger one is Lipo. Lipo is Indonesian Karawaci. We have 100,000 square feet. So our job is to select the right machine so that make sure the machine can generate revenue to run as an amusement center on that. Then you must be sustainable. You see what I'm talking about? All the green tree, all the green environment, energy saving environment over there, and you must be right garden. Even the garden must also have provide Wi-Fi connect. So the so that the staff is flexible to bring their notebook wherever they go, yet they still can work and submit the work on time. Okay, so number 4, to go through this is a leasing process of the tenancy, but I want to skip this one a bit faster because this one you quite know. I think for office space rental is still quite standard, same thing like you do this residential rental is the same, how you're going get your prospecting, get lead, then reviewing there, then close on this. I only want to touch on a few things about development unit. Okay, usually when you rent anything from developer unit like CDL in the town area or even Capital Green, Capital Land, so normally a deposit is 3 months. If your payout capital is above 100,000, but if you pay out capital less than that, they'll ask for 6 months. Okay, 6 month deposit on that. Then usually in the contract, even they charge you $6-7 PSF. Okay, inside there they usually put $1 will be a service charge per square foot. I don't know this part of our central aircon to trying to escape some of the tax inside there, maybe company tax or whatever, or even, but for individual owner, or even you split into that, I think when you do your stamp duty, they still count on the total amount that you rent out, but so some big developer normally they'll put it out. I don't know, is there for company accounting or that they can escape. As I say, just now Alfred already said, personal tax is 17%, 22%, while company tax 70%, then you also can claim back a lot of expenses on your company running. So that's why if you buy commercial property, the best is use company to purchase it will be better. Okay, normally the lease is 2 to 3 years. Yeah, it's quite standard one. Okay, and 5 year and renewal usually they don't pay you okay, they don't pay you commission and in short, after you serve one time, if let's say they want to renew, they don't pay you unless you are really powerful, unless you have really can control your tenants. Okay, give you a short example. Actually, agent is more about how you treat your how you hold your client. Okay, especially during COVID time. I think there's a lot of argument between the tenants and landlord, how much rebate they should get back. So some of the agent will try to avoid, when there's a conflict, when they don't come to a common term, they try to avoid of that. But sometimes I will suggest if you're able to help them to pull through and go through this, basically there's nothing much to do, but you can be a facilitator, try to solve their issue, so to come to a common share point. Because it's very simple. If you try to help them, if not, then you have to fight on the court. Then you have to claim and it take a longer time, then everyone is affected. But if let's say we can sit down and solve it out, each one give one step, each one help each other a bit for this critical situation. Can you imagine your landlord, your tenants will always remember you. And just bear in mind, when there's an obstacle, don't try to avoid. Some of the agent after closing it, wow, this tenant just wow, I want to claim this, I want to claim that. Then they try to avoid the whole thing. It's just, oh, this one is not my job. This one you have to talk to landlord. But if you can help a bit, you can actually hold your client back into that. Okay. So lease commencement date. Okay, there's one clause inside there which you want to fill out. Normally in the tenancy agreement, the fitting up period is not inside. Okay, usually, especially developers, not too bad. Sometimes they put inside. Usually individual owner, but try to put it back. Why? so that for easy to claim insurance in case during the fitting up period, any accident happen inside there. So that you can use the document if the company or the tenants or the landlord, they bought any accident in the workspace, they can claim. Okay, that is important. If you can, try to put inside. Okay, rent-free period, this one security deposit, as I mentioned, quite standard. And if you rent from developer, you have to pay a legal fee also. They will charge you a legal fee. They don't want to use, I think most of the CDR, Hong Leong, all this, they don't want to use the tenancy agreement. They will use the tenancy agreement. Yet they will charge a tenant a legal fee to prepare the document through their lawyer. So you take note on that. And some of the client also do that. Okay, I serve one of the landlord is a lawyer, is a law firm owner. Okay, he charged tenant, although the tenancy agreement is duplicate one, but he still charged the tenant for the documentation for 1,500. Just a simple shop. The shop maybe rent about $5,000 only in Bugis. He still charge you 1,500 for the legal documents. So you take note. Doesn't mean individual owner they don't charge on that. Doesn't mean individual owner they want to use your tenancy agreement. Okay, so renovation deposit, same thing. They based on per dollar per square foot, you know, for the particular renovation deposit. So after you're done, you return back and reinstate. Letter of intent. Okay, what you do is that you submit your own letter of intent to the landlord. Then they offer you a letter of offer. Basically, they won't sign anything of your letter of intent. They just take this copy and they just prepare another letter of offer to offer to your client on that part. Okay, we shall say our disagreement terms, rental agreement, tenants right, all this. This part is more on the individual owner. I think in Pronex tenancy agreement, they are quite standard, the clause. And I don't know whether you're aware or not. If you change any of the tenancy agreement clause in the standard tenancy agreement under Pronex, there are no legal liability. Anything you change in that clause there, the insurance can't cover that particular. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful on that part. So don't after you change a few, then when there's a dispute, you want to claim for the insurance side, they'll check on your tenancy agreement whether you're using company provide one. Because company provide is quite general, cover all angle. But if you do your own, you are not. But usually I will also add in this part for individual. Okay, whether cover or not, I will add in this part and I'll talk to both of them, especially when never pay rent. Is LOI automatic link to TA? It's not. It's not. LOI is the initial copy. So the TA will supersede LOI. Okay, the initial, we have this criteria. So when you prepare the TA, you must have some of the important clauses special requested by both parties. The TA inside must have that clause. If let's say the landlord accept the LOI. Okay. So, okay, I put this right of re-entry of the tenancy agreement because it's very common, especially individual owner, when, especially during COVID time, they don't want to pay you rent 6 months, 7 months. Sometimes you just can't enter to the premises. If you want to go for the proper way, you can then you better come up a clause inside there, one of the important LOI inside the clause that you want to put into the tenancy agreement. Then you have to specific return inside there. Okay, so then the right of re-entry. Okay, so a lot of times and when they don't want to pay rent, okay, some of the individuals, oh, okay, they cannot let you enter, you report police on. But actually no use on. You cannot settle, even the police come here, you cannot do anything also. So the proper way, you must give them some legal demand letter. After a few, then you apply court order. Then after that, the court order, wait of someone coming, then you can enter to the premises. Okay, so usually, but not every tenant, they will know so clearly about the rules. So I always add in this re-entry right. The thing, if you ever pay certain months, because as a landlord, I have to ensure you have a safe, no disturb environments. I have to provide you on that. So if you don't pay rent after a certain thing, I'll put inside the clause that I will have the right to re-enter to the premises. Okay, I put this clause inside there. If after a certain month you didn't pay, but of course, if they say they want to fight, they still can fight over it. But try not to do that. Okay, if you want, you see that is the rate of. I will put in this clause inside there to to just a bit scare the tenant. Hey, especially when I face those people well, maybe not so steady one, render not so clear one. I always put on that. I also told them that landlord also have the right to claim you distress because why? I have to pay installment. If you don't pay me on time, then my installment cannot pay on time. I will also put in this clause. I remember I have one of the unit at this Geylang Lorong 25. I really impressed with this landlord. He's kind of upping, but he owned the whole entire building. So he rent out one of the unit to me. I rent out. It's about 3,000 square feet. The fella rent. So after a while, this fella after rent 1 year, then 2 months never pay rental. So when 2 months never pay rental, then the landlord called me. That's it. Okay, never mind. I'll go and talk. I try to call him. I try to text him. I went to the office. He avoid me. Don't want to see me. Obviously not around. This that. So I say, oh, never mind. I talk to the landlord. I say, never mind. We give him a letter of demand for the rental pay. Let them official from the landlord first. No need to engage lawyer. But the landlord, he say, no, Kel, then you need to do like I use my own way to handle this. They say, huh? How are you going to handle? He said, don't worry. I don't want to follow your method. Your method, jialat. Actually, inside my heart, I say, okay, I don't want to follow my I'm more happy. I don't need to distrust the person. So the next thing, early in the morning, I suddenly receive a call for the tenant. Cal, my dog cannot enter, been blocked. I say, huh? Blocked by what? What do you mean? Some people cheating a lot. He said, no, there's a big brick wall just sit in front of the entrance. Then I straight away know it's my landlord. You know why? Because he's a construction company. So he has a lot of construction work. So he must be from one of the work side, carry a brick wall, just put in front of his entrance. They say, oh, really? They say, let me check. Then the landlord, we come down together. The landlord also act blur. Huh? Who is the fella to put a brick wall inside over here? Then the tenant will say, yeah. Never mind. I'll try to help you. I'll try to get my worker to come and shift it away. Then the landlord will say, hey, by the way, you haven't paid me rental for 2 months. Then how? I get my worker to pay one. Then the tenant straight away, okay, I pay you. Straight away the case settled. Okay, so at the end, it's settled. We pay him and he get the worker to remove the whole things up from the entry. Okay, so I think if you have this kind of lot, that's the best. Save you a lot of problem. Okay, CBD zone. Okay, when we talk about commercial building, especially office building, you must touch on this. Just remember I mentioned about the International Plaza is the first one to apply the CBD incentive scheme. So what is this? I think more and more building will be doing that. Okay, so basically what is this part talking about? Okay, because in CBD area, after working hour, basically it's a big town. Okay, they want to increase all the cross-port ratio into the particular building. Basically, they want to boost the living population into the city area to make it more vibrant, to make it more people to be there. So it become live, work, rest area. That is the intention for this CBD incentive scheme. That's why they come out this CBD incentive scheme for the whole entire building. And IP is the first one to apply. Actually, it's not IP fund. Maxwell House also. Okay, Maxwell House bought over by Xinghai. Okay, they're also applying, implement this part CBD incentive scheme. That's why they buy over. I think even say no COVID, I think more and more people will try on this, and that is a criteria. Okay, on that basically they increase the population to 25% to residential and hotel usage on that part. Okay, that's what they're doing. But this must be certain criteria. Your building must be above 20 years, and International Plaza just fall into it because International Plaza more than 40 plus. Okay, so these are the building which is potential to able to do that. Yeah, you see, International Plaza is that. And before they're doing that also, they also help to increase the port ratio of the building. Okay, you just look at all these building 100M from 5.6 to 6.3. International Plaza 8.4 to 10.3. So every 5 years to able to achieve that. So every 5 years, when they train the master plan, they will slowly increase the master plan. Actually, government is very smart. No? Why? Because I want to change the whole image of the city look, but I don't want to come up money. I don't want to come up money on your own. And if the developer know I don't want to release much land, if you want to rebuild, you want to make money, you on block for me. You do it for me. And in the CBD area, wherever design, you must link into the URA image, city new image. So they have the right to say, oh, this design is not approved. That design is not approved. You must suit to the design that what they want. So your cost will be higher. Yeah, you see, I can beautify the whole entire city, yet I don't need to come up single cent. You come up. Okay, so that is the area like UOB 12.6 to 15, Standard Chartered Bank 12.6 to 15. Okay, Republic Plaza 12.6 to 15. Okay, that is the area the marshal this support ratio all increase. I think in Singapore the higher port ratio commercial is 18. If I remember, yeah, it's if not, I can't remember if 18 or 24. Okay, I saw one in the town area is 18. Okay, port ratio. Okay, so it can go up to even 30. Okay, on that, on the government, on that. I think in long run future, the port ratio in the CBD area or the city area will keep on going up to build on top because we have limited land. Anyway, our CBD is only that big. Okay, you can't do much on that. Okay, then we also come out another SDI scheme. Okay, SDI, okay, why I'm sharing CBD is that all these qualified must be a commercial building, must be a commercial building that is qualified. SDI is more on outside CBD area and is above 20 years. Okay, so far not easy to find this kind of building, but if you're able to find it's a pure commercial building and it's above 20 years, is entitlement on this. You also can check the master plan. Okay, you see, on a commercial property agent, I think residential agent, you have to check master plan also. You have to check master plan often, look at the future development. I think now agents are really different. Last time, 20 years ago, agent don't do all this kind of thing. Now agent forced to learn all this kind of thing. So you mean the standard quality of an agent must be keep on improving. Then you also have to, commercial agent, you must very, very familiar on the URS space and keep on, if you got nothing to do, when you have lunch or dinner, play on it. The more you understand the whole thing, you'll be definitely benefited you when you push your sale, when you push your rental. Okay, so CBD zone. Okay, why it's so popular? I think in short, the whole CBD area, why it's so popular? Because when the what's one PSA move out, is huge, big piece of area. You just look at the whole entire map here. You look at this Brani, you know, this is a container island port, no? If you go there, I think now maybe shift how. Last time it's only just to put container. They're going to put in a bridge to cross this. You look at from Labrador Park, they link up the whole entire park connector to Sentosa, to this island, Tanjong Pagar, all the way to Garden by the Bay. Can you imagine you cycling, you jogging down there? Haven't really complete, I can already see the whole entire beautiful scenery. That's why people now keep on pushing on bigger southern waterfront. They're talking about this. So basically, the ideal one is to create an opportunity to live, work, and play. Okay, you look at the total hectare of land, 600 plus 325, it's close to 1,000 hectares of land to rebuild, to redevelopments. You know, last time you want or anything will face sea, very expensive. I think now everywhere Singapore can face sea. Even last time, if you want to buy a sea view, you only can go to the east side. You know why now everywhere can play? Because now even a longgang, they say it's river. You know, so that this river fun. Remember, they told me, oh, it's a river view. Then I go there, I bought my car to see. Well, the tiger just say, wow, it's a beautiful river. Then I look at the whole entire place. In my heart, I say, actually, this is a Dolongao. Then how can you say river? But of course, because you want to close it, then you just follow the tiger. Oh, it's a river. So no choice. Okay, so another extend the city to the greater saltwater waterfront. Basically, they bring the city nearest to the sea area. This is the entire plan they have. but they haven't finalized whether how many percent are commercial zone, how many percent are residential zone on that part. The first idea, would leave place in the city area. Second, bring the city closer to the waterfront. Okay, then expand the network to the public space. That is the island which I'm talking about. I think I look at the master plan, they're going to build a bridge, just walk over one. I don't know whether the car can transpass or not, but you just walk over or cars over. But I think the island will be more on residential. I don't think commercial, you'll put any commercial activity out there. Maybe a theme park, maybe a tourist attraction, plus some of the residential area over the area side. So that is the part which they're going to convert to this island on that. Okay, capitalizing on the blue asset, which is the sea. Okay, which is the whole entire sea area. I think there's a reservoir they're going to build there. All this kind of thing here. So you capture the whole entire area. So you look at the whole entire plan of the CBD area at Tanjong Pagar is already very impressive of the idea for. Then create a continuous waterfront. Then you always talk about waterfront and sea view. Look at this whole entire place here. So that's why people say it's impressive. Of course, if you really got money, you should buy. You know, you should buy any. I think Sentosa residential, not Sentosa, Sentosa property not picking out the pass. Last time is very low. It's only about 1,004 PSF. Well, the rest is out of 2,005, Shandon 2,000 plus. Sentosa only 1,004, 1,005. Why cannot buy? You know, so if you have time, you may want to look into. Only thing is the size is quite big. Over there is quite big. But I think the environment will be good. Future when all these things build up and with the residential inside here, I think the price will shoot another high. Okay, connect the green and open space. Basically, you're talking about park connector. Okay, over the whole entire area. So when you do commercial office, you cannot don't touch CBD. Okay, after I show some of the numbers of the CBD area on that. So a workable district. Basically, they want to change the whole entire CBD area to become a workable district and more land to reclaim back to put into the area. So this one, the traffic, the car will be slowly put back into that. Okay, so you look at the CBD area, but this chart will read not correct. Last time, legal, accounting, management, servicing, you know, even bank will be take out 30% of the CBD office demand. But now change. Now IT take over more. Most of the bank already try to reduce. Most of the accounting also trying to reduce. Now IT take over more, take over 30% of the CBD area. Okay, and always believe the higher rental, the higher rate of the office have the highest rental yield return. Okay, only MNC company willing to pay such a high premium office because of the image. And those people, when they pay you, okay, normally they'll stay for a longer period. So you have a very secure, stable kind of rental yield return for the CBD area. But whether you like it or not, decentralized is also a must. Okay, in the long term, if not, the traffic will be very congested. Actually, something think about it. As an agent, really not easy. I remember when I'm chief IC for GSH building, the commercial office building, then I emphasize about why you buy office investment, you have to buy CBD area because the future growth, because of that. So when I sell Wood Square, okay, then I sell decentralized. You know, I don't know whether one day any of the investors ask me, Charles, so what are you talking about? Last time when you launch GSH, you say GSH is good lah, CBD area lah, financial how lah. So when you sell Wood Square, they talk about decentralized. 不容易 We have to actually agent is a really tough job in the whole entire life. I mean in whole entire work industry. You know why I say that? Because even an actor or actress, you're giving a certain script to say up and to act according to the storyline, according to the script book. But agent don't have that. Agent, you have to look at, agent have to react fast also. You have to come up with your own script if you can. And not only that, your script have to change according to your consumer face expression. Anyone come across this? The face expression change, you have to change your tagline. And I think it's not easy, but you have to survive. Okay, but no wonder how survive or not survive, you still need to be a very good professional agent to give a proper advice during this consumer, during this kind present state situation and financial status. Then you still based on this to give him the best advice to best buy for anything. Okay, that is the basics principle and integrity. Okay, if not, you're in trouble. If not, your lifespan in this could be very, very short. Okay, so the three major economic gateway. Okay, we talk about regional center. We have this Woodland Regional Center. We have Jurong district area, but Jurong, because of the speed train, it's being delayed. So, but whether you like it or not, I think it's a matter of time. Maybe another 10 years on the road, the speed train have to build. No, it's a matter of time. When the wait for Malaysia economy recover, then the speed train will definitely continue, but it will take a longer time. So then we have Seletar Regional Center. So we have Tampines Regional Center. Basically, that is what decentralized talking about. But actually, to be fair now, whether you like it or not, we have to decentralize. If not, in future, if you increase to 6-7 million population or even 10 million population, it will be very congested like Hong Kong. Okay, one thing, because we are able to diversify, on the human living population. That's why you don't see so crowded like Hong Kong. That I think our government do a very impressive job. We have a very long foresight plan to plan accordingly. Okay, so you look at the total commercial play in the master plan. How many do they have? Okay, you look at CBD area, initial 2.79 million square meter, they increased to 3.36, which is about 20.6%. Tampines increased 23%. Jurong 60%. 60%. Okay, but all these are targeted for the speed train to shift in all the government segment into. That's why they formed the Jurong Regional Center. Okay, but I think this whole thing will be delayed. I think the Woodland Regional Center will develop even faster than Jurong. Okay, that's why during I launched Wood Square, I used the pitch, to say about that. Even the time, speed train already want to build, but keep on delay. I say that this train will not be built because of Malaysia. So I say you buy Wood Square is a better buy. Because the time, Vision actually asking about 2003, 2004. They projected about $8 PSF per rental. Wood Square 1,008. I project about $5 PSF. So it's quite reasonable. But I think now, Jurong Regional Center, Vision actually only bid for $4.50 to $5 PSF. While Wood Square still slow, but at least $3.50 to $4 PSF for rental yield return on that part. So as I mentioned, strata office supply is only 26% in the whole entire Singapore. So it's really limited. Let's look at some of the transaction volume, okay, on the office space, okay. As I say, anything you buy in 1314 is always very high one, because people all chong for commercial property. Okay, office space investment buying still better than retail. Okay, I must say that, because if you buy in the CBD area, it's still not too bad. You still have some yield return. At least minimum you can cover your installment loan. Retail is totally you can't cover at all. Okay, look at 2015, it dropped because you cannot lease out. Once you cannot lease out, you'll start to drop. People start to worry. 16, it pick up a little bit again, but 17, it go up again. Same thing like 18. You know why it go up? Especially 18, because another cooling measure come out in 2007. So recently there's a lot of rumors say that government may activate cooling measure. So those who are full-time doing commercial, they're very happy. Wow, I must prepare my commercial property. Will go already. Actually, it doesn't matter whether cooling measure up or down, in or out. As long as humans still stay in the earth, you still have money to make. Unless it's still outside universe, you stay outside universe, maybe you can't make money unless you become a universal outside agent. If not, you still can make money. People will sure in and buy, okay, a roof, whether in and out. In fact, when the market is down, it's much more easy to sell than the market is up, because everyone high demand, all ask about highest price on that part. Okay, look at the past 3 years office transacted volume sales. Okay, why I come here with this chart? Because I tell you, if you want to just focus into office space, actually you need to run all over Singapore. Okay, basically you just cover 1, 2, district 1, 2, maybe 9 a bit, 7, 9 is enough. Okay, you just focus on this area is enough already. Okay, even Wood Square is picking up, but it's still not too fast. Okay, in fact, this is This is 19. Okay, if you look at 202221, in fact, District 8 also very high. Okay, Central Square, we are fully sold. Central Square also very high on that part, on the particular area. Okay, so that is the roughly rental PSF. Okay, through chart 19, but it's now lesser than that. Now I think CBD area max, you will talk about Capital Green, the most $10 PSF. If you talk about Plus, which is GSH, it's about $7. I think don't even able to touch $8 PSF. That is the range. I remember in 2008, my highest rental at Republic Plaza is $18 PSF. 2008. Yeah, $18 PSF. Up to now, I never see any CBD area transact at more than $15 PSF. I never see. The most $10, $12, I never see them up to $15 or $18. But in 2008, I transact Republic Plaza at $18 PSF last time. Okay, so that is the office space supply. In fact, office space supply are very, very limited. Okay, after doing successful sold Samsung Square, I think you all see on newspaper just this year, they purchased a pure building at 140 Cecil Street, PIL building. Okay, when they commit the building, I mean, they just asked me because I'm selling Central Square at the time. So the board invite me to have a short discussion. They show me the floor plan on the PIL building. Okay, it's a very small building, don't have a big land size if you compare to Central Square. And not only that, the strata size is very big. Okay, and I think one unit minimum, you're talking about 1,005 square feet. Okay, so I look at the whole entire plan. If I cut into small unit, it will eat into my GFA. What do I mean? If I cut into like 500, because 500, 700 square feet is the best selling one, because a lot of local investors, they will just want to buy for own use or for investor, because quantum is lesser. Okay, but if I cut a few units from 1,005, I cut into 3 units, I have to create additional corridor walkway. And this additional corridor will eat into the total GFA, will also eat into the developer profit. Okay, so but if you want to sell the whole big unit, you're talking about per quantum minimum 5.5 million to 6 million above. Okay, then I told them, if you want to really buy, okay, Singaporean local, not easy. We have to sell this to overseas. Okay, so that is my opinion. I give them an opinion. Okay, then the next question I ask me, so Cal, can you all sell or not? I say, can, we are salesperson. You give me everything, I also can sell. So I say, can, we can sell. But I say, we have to do more promotion into overseas to purchase. Okay, I think it will be launched next year, somewhere in June. If you're interested to be call team, contact me. Okay, so the highest office space volume. Okay, so if you really want to do based on 2018 volume, 1,267.25. If you really want to do office space. Okay, co-working space versus home office. Okay, so as you see now, I think co-working space it worked after COVID. I think even HPOPs also ran a co-working space. This time at Up 380, and co-working is very flexible. The space is very big. So and they also have a nice image. When I look at Singapore co-working space, I was thinking, wow, it's beautiful, it's this and that. But when I went over to overseas, like went over to China, Shanghai, their co-working space is really impressive. Okay, I went to Beijing, Shanghai, Tian'an, Xi'an, impressive, even much better than Singapore. Okay, the kind of service they provide. Okay, why they want to prefer co-working? Because cost effective. You only pay for the place, you need networking opportunity, especially when you started a new business. You want to also networking with other people, that is the best. But I must tell you this, most of the people use co-working space are small company, or you may also meet some of the MNC company, not so sure, so the temporary brand the co-working space to try. Okay, you will know. Like this, I don't know whether you know about this Wangpu Douhua. There is a food market store, they sell those Dao Hui. Initially started, they also ran co-working space. They are China brand coming here. So I also helped them to run a co-working space studio. After that, when they're going bigger and bigger, they rent a bigger space. Now they are looking into buying a space for their own office use. Okay. And co-working also, because of it's very flexible. You can sign 3 months, 1 month, and you also can move in on the day you sign. Okay. So of course the amenity is good law, atmosphere, and not only that, internet also faster, and they also always have a lot of perks inside that. Like for example, every Friday, I think they have their own happy hour, free flow of beer. Some even good one, they even have free flow of wine. Okay, they also have their special lunch area. They also set out their own gym area for the members to use. So that's why it's become popular and hot. Okay, so what are the things you have to code? In fact, agent, you bring people to co-working space, they also pay you. No, in fact, they pay you better than individual owner. I think they pay based on per member per head and the numbers of year you sign. I can't remember what is the ratio. Just one agent told me about that. I now they pay you per head. They based on per head one. They don't pay on the area you sign. If let's say you sign 10%, 10 staff inside there, per head is 400, 4,000. Then how many years they sign? They pay you a certain percentage. I can't remember it's 10% or how many percent into that, but they pay you money. Agent go there and they're very happy. If let's say you have some major events, you want to use their place, even sometimes free rental. They just want you to have a free marketing for them, then they'll be good enough. Okay, so unlike traditional office space. So, and before COVID, I also help people, those who buys a small unit like 700 to 800 square feet office space, I also help them to convert into co-working space. Why? Why I do that? I just 800 square feet, I just develop the whole thing to become a mini office space. Everything is provided, aircon, all by sensor. There's a cubicle area, there's a small meeting room. So for example, 800 square feet, I say I can sign up to maximum 10 members. And each members you pay maybe a certain price. Maybe each member you pay $400. You can use everything facility. Can you imagine? Then you straight away, instead you rent $800 to a person, maybe you only get able to achieve 3,000 plus, $4 PSN. But if you sign up to 10%, $450 to $5, it should increase your rental yield. Okay, then they convert into a tap card. So when you sign 3 months, I adjust your card become 3 months. So after the past 3 months, if you don't want to continue, I will straight away deactivate your card into my computer. Then you cannot enter the premises anymore. And inside premises, all are censored. The people, aircon will be on, light will be on. When no people detect, the aircon will automatically cut. Okay, so I did one in the town area for one of my client. So he just blast out to get his tenant into the social media chat group, into the advertisement on his own. Then he can settle on his own. He prepared a simple contract by himself. Okay, home office scheme, as you see, home office scheme is quite a standard one. Okay, but I think the home office scheme guideline will be changed, will be adjusted. Okay, when more and more office space come out, I even think that B1 industrial space, 60-40 requirement will be changed. Okay, because the 60-40 requirement is already unable to adapt into the present business model management. Really cannot. So I don't know when you are going to announce, but I think when JDC as Center Group slowly adjusts his B1 industrial space to become a business space hub, I think they will implement this already. They implement this change the policy of 60-40 requirement. So home office is the same. Okay. I don't want to go into very detail. I just want to tell you, you cannot put a signboard outside your home office. You cannot let people to stay overnight there. It's a home office space. You are limited to numbers of staff inside the area. You cannot have too many customer visit into the particular area. So that is some of the restriction for home office business. Okay, so this one you can read on your own on this. The scheme, I think you can just go to the license one, you can apply everything. I think it's very, very convenient. You want to do that. Okay, so okay, then why number 9, why invest into office space? Okay, I think commercial office something different like residential office. You buy residential, either it's for your own stay, or you buy residential, you rent out for people to go back home and rest. Well, if you buy commercial property, it's like you rent to the people use your commercial property to generate business revenue. Okay, it's not just sitting down there. I ran your office, I ran your shop, I ran your factory to use that to generate traffic and cash flow. Okay, so it's different from, it's not just sitting down there and just let people rest and don't churn any revenue. You churn revenue. And you look at the past 10 years, '08, Lehman Brothers, economy big four, office space always the first one to recover fast. It's always the first one. Okay, the same thing in this, all the property investment deal search. Okay, office space always the first one to run forward compared to the rest of things. I think basically because of Singapore is a service hub. Okay, we have we are providing all the servicing, and we are a very safe country. So those big AMC companies, they're willing to come in here and do this, including high-end manufacturing, like those kind of medical product, medical instrument, they're all moved into here. Okay, so that's why you see so many transactions, so many fund manager, they are buying office for investment, and they can let go easily. Okay, on this. Okay, some of them not very impressive yield. I think instead of all the commercial property, okay, most of them have buy, they will definitely have yield return, except shop house. Okay, shop house is another different class of property investment. In fact, most of the investor buying shop house, their net worth is very high. It's just like a good class bungalow. Okay, and I think most of the shop house you buy, there's no good rental yield one. Most of the shop house I can say, and some of them even buy straight away. You go into liability, you go into negative cash flow, but they buy why? They keep it as a kind of an asset, they keep it as kind of an antique product, But when you sell, if you check on all the past 10 record, okay, most of the shop house capital appreciation are quite impressive, no? If you check on the past record, I think I share in the commercial group, I showed them the numbers. Some people even buy 2-3 years, they sell, they really make profit already. Okay, they really make profit. Okay, it's a different kind of play. Do you have a shop house? When you have owned a shop house, you are kind of a different class of the investor in the market. Okay, so Singapore office space, you see, during COVID, we also sell above valuation. Okay, so Alibaba also bought ASA. In fact, Alibaba bought ASA Tower, indirectly also pushing 1 at Shenzhen, 5 at Shenzhen unit transacted fast. I have an agent close 3 unit at 5 at Shenzhen, and he's the one of the staff in this Alibaba group in China. So he buy 5 at Shenzhen because he know the ASA bought Alibaba bought ASA Tower. So they're going to shift some of the stuff over here. So hopefully he can rent his 5 at Shenzhen, do the Alibaba staff when they shifted over in Singapore operation. Okay, so that is the financial hub center. Okay, we are quite good. We took over Hong Kong, we are number 3. I think in Asia, we are the best so far. That's why so many MNC companies. That's also one of the reasons why so many fund holding managers want to invest into office space in Singapore. Okay, then if you look at the vacancy rate, if you look at the most expensive office space, we are not. When you look at even Shanghai, $11 PSF. Okay, just like I mentioned to you, right? I think Singapore CBD area is only about $10. Okay, we unable to achieve $12 yet. But you compare New York, you compare Beijing, even London, they are much, much higher. In terms of the vacancy rate, we are also lower. But now we not lower. This is 2.8 in reference area, but I think now it's about 7 to 8%. Not that low at all. Okay, so as I say, even after COVID, as I say, MTI also say that even the government say that our GDP will pick up even faster, will recover even faster. If you compare this, I think this is one of the good reason because of the sustained growth, and the demand, it makes us very stable. That's why I say even after COVID, we can recover very fast. I think this year we can achieve at least 4 to 6%. I think not only that, that's why we have the open border. I know a lot of people complain, why open border? You look at the rate. I think sometimes we have really no choice. We have just continue with COVID and move on together. And this, if you look at the numbers, okay, I'll show these numbers on the figure. Sorry. Okay, you look at the office sales. Okay, you look at the office sales compared to 2020 and 2021. Okay, The new one, 17%, 17 units sold. Well, 2021 we sold 25. We sell 2020 64. 2021 we sell 124. Okay. Total 148. You see? You're picking up 30 over percent. If you look at the rental, okay, the rental we're also picking up. Increase about 3% on the total rental. Then slowly people are coming back to the warfare. I'm only talking about January to April only, you know. Okay, I only compare January to April. I never compare the rest of the figure because I only have this data at this moment. Okay, so you look at the price per quantum. Okay, today, of course, office space, the most popular quantum is $1 to $2 million. It's always a hot cake. Same thing as Central Square. Always this kind of range are always fully sold one. It's not easy. I don't think you can get 1 million. Within 1 million value, 500K to a million, you only can touch on industrial space. In fact, like you want to buy 500,000-600,000, the most is 30 years B1 industrial space. Okay, other than that, you can't. Okay, so 1 to 2 million is the most popular, followed by 2 to 5. You know, then 5 is the worst. I mean, I'm not the worst, it's lesser people. That's why. So when the PRL building launch, you know, anything above 5 million quantum is not easy to push in local market. Most of them are overseas. And PRL office recover in 2021. This is the news in April. Okay, in April. So I just show some of the newspaper. It showed that, you know, I think it's very common now when the market picking, grooming, like for example, residential market is going, commercial market will also coming out on. Okay, it's all linked together. So when residential do well, commercial will be doing well. Okay, it cannot be like residential quite low then commercial slow down unless you implement cooling measure. Then the commercial market will even pick up more. Okay, we are the best country to really kick forward. Actually, that is true. If you have some of the overseas network, you should try. I believe after this year, okay, more and more China investor will move in. Okay, so I think one part is this place is a very safe haven. I already talked to one of the overseas investor. Okay, I think not I tell him, he told me himself. He said, Cal, you know why I keep on buying property in Singapore? I mean, he speak with me in Mandarin. He said, your government not giving you just a country. Your government are giving you a piece of land where everything you sow inside here. It will give you a very stable return. And definitely after 10 to 15 years, you will definitely harvest. That is your government giving you the assurance. That's why I want to buy property over here. And not only that, when my money flow into this area, only anytime when I want to bring the money back to any area or transfer to any place, it's all right. This place don't have so many restrictions and you don't have capital appreciation tax, you know, for property growth. So it's a very safe and nice environment here. Okay, so that's what he told me on that part. Any more question? Any question want to ask? Any question want to ask? Okay, if not, I show you this story about 2 minutes 30 seconds. Okay, that's my end of the things. I'll try to show you on this part 2 minutes 30 seconds. Okay, I remember when I was a very young officer in the camp, to conduct all kind of act as a safety officer kind of a training. Then that is a reservist course for this PTI. PTI is a physical fitness instructor. Okay, so what they do is that it's a reservist. They have to come back here to compete exercise. It means they have to sprint across 100 meters to save a person back and sprint across 100 meters, bring a person back another 100 meters, total 200 meters. They're giving 2 minutes 30 seconds. Okay, for the PCT in order to continue to maintain the physical training instructor title. They are already reservists already. So when we're going to conduct the exercise, we're going to start the exercise. So one group of the PTI come in front of me and say, hey, sir, unfair. I say, hey, what happened? He say, when you go for IPPT test, when you're up to a certain age group, you are giving an extension timing to achieve the 2.4 kilometer run. But we don't have. Wherever what age group, even we reach 30, now we reach 30 years old already for the group of people, they say, we're still giving only 2 minutes 30 seconds. So then I think about it, I say, oh yeah, actually it's quite true. They should giving a certain allowance time frame for them to complete this test. So I don't know how to answer for that. So one of the very senior warrant officers, he stepped in. He said, gentlemen, okay, you are giving 2 minutes 30 seconds because as long as you want to hold the PTI title, because the person only can hold in the water 2 minutes 30 seconds. Anything past this, they will drown and they will die. So that's why if you want to continue hold this physical training instructor title, you are only giving 2 minutes 30 seconds. Okay, so in short, what I'm trying to say, guys, remember this early in the morning I was telling you about what is your cutting edge as a real estate agent. Okay, whether you're lucky or not, okay, if you want to continue into this real estate marketplace to continue to earn money or continue to survive, you are also given 2 minutes 30 seconds. It doesn't matter how old are you, whether you are 20, 30, 40, even you are 70 years old. If you want to continue stay put and fight in the marketplace, you have to continue upgrade, improve yourself. Okay, now if you think Facebook marketing, social media, pay-per-click, you have to learn to pick up, because you are also giving 2 minutes 30 seconds if you want to continue stay into the marketplace. Thank you very much. I finished my lesson. Any other question you want to ask? Let me cut off the sharing so that I can see everyone. Okay. Any question you want to ask? No question. Okay, let me see. Okay, now I don't have time to look at checkbook. Very good. Thank you, Jason. I hope you all have a takeaway. I really don't want. I think when me, Chris, and Richard conduct this lesson, request by Kelvin Fong 2 years ago, we have been sitting down discuss how do we actually add value and really provide very practical knowledge so that after you attended this class, you are able to go and straight do the sales yourself. But I think a lot of things that you still have to what do I say, initiate yourself. Why I start to do commercial property? Because I feel that I don't know about y'all. I feel that the productivity rate is highest. Why I'm saying that? Because when you do residential, let's say you upgrade from a HDB flat, you help a client upgrade from a HDB flat to a private condominium. To another upgrade, you will take another 10 years at least minimum. If you talk about a proper capital appreciation and gain on that. So when you serve a commercial investor, okay, after you serve him, he will normally ask you, hey, Cal, do you do residential property? I say, oh, yes, I do. Hey, can you sell my house also? You see? So that is why I say the risk is higher because they have extra money to invest into commercial property. So they definitely will have money to re-upgrade their present house. So that's why I like to do commercial property. And also because during the time when I started with commercial property, my children are young and small. So I prefer to work on weekday rather than weekend. And I don't like to go nighttime to go out for view. Okay, for viewing. So I prefer to serve people on working hour. And I also like to mix around with businessmen. So they always give you a lot of different type of business idea. Okay, so that it can actually stir and to generate you have a new idea to how to move on and how to do. And it's a very interesting market. But I suggest to you, as I mentioned to you, whether you're doing office space or retail space, you must start with your tenant base. Look for tenants. Just look for tenants. So any commercial purchase you purchase, you can swing them to take over the rental unit itself. I can tell you now, most of the commercial building, most of the commercial strata title owner, their shop, their office are empty. If you can help them to lease up, you win over their favor. They will engage you in the next long run. Okay, so that is how you started to get lead, rather than you throw money into. I'm not saying that you should not throw money into Facebook. I'm not saying that you not throw money into the pay-per-click. But I'm saying that have you actually think back and go back to the basics to directly connect with them rather than just follow other people, just throw money into all the social media. You know, whether, and some of the agents, they don't want to do it because they say, wow, this one very strong, very hard, wow, very strong. Every time I have to go to dawn. Actually, if you want to work as a commercial manager, you must be always in the ground. Just like last time when I do Sydney Square, most of the time, every week, I will go there 3 to 4 times in the ground. Just to show you how powerful if you are able to do that. I remember when I ran Apple computer in Sydney Square, $50 PSF. So my landlord, Matika, some brother told me, Cal, renewal, we are not going to pay you comp. They say, sure. I think you should not pay me because only one time I cannot be pay me forever. But inside my heart, I say, shit, my contract say you have to pay, but you don't pay. Never mind. So when the lease end, when the lease end, I call Apple Australia, the GM. I say, hey, Peter, you want to look for another place or not? They say, you got better location. I say, what do you think? Because during the time, the whole entire IT market, they swap into doing exhibition. They say instead of go to the shop and buy, a lot of people wait for exhibition. If those people now wait for a big exhibition, they go there, have a better discount. So then the business rate started sweet. You say, hey, actually own a shop, don't really make a lot of money. When during the exhibition, one exhibition they can cover at least 6 months revenue. So the mindset is something different. So I call Apple, the GM. I say, hey, do you want to look for Orchard area for your shop? They say, oh, better man. I say, yeah, cheaper. You can save about 10,000 a month. I say, I can get you a shop. You don't pay $50. You only pay $38 PSF only. They say, oh, really? Why not? They say, yeah, maybe you inform your landlord. Say you don't want to continue the lease. Then you should say, call the owner. Say, hey, I don't want to continue the lease. When he put down the phone, 1 hour later, the landlord straight away call me, Cal, I will pay you comp. Can you help me to hold back the tenant to continue staying in Sydney Square? So in short, one I'll say, you must have control with your tenant, then you are damn powerful. That's why I remember, so you must have control with your tenants, and you must have control in the whole entire market. I mean, the tenant market into the office space or into the retail space. So I told him, that, oh, sure, I can help you to let him continue this, but basically he want to let go because the rental is too high at the present moment. That's why Orchard is giving you better rate. Then he told me, okay, Cal, we match $38, we match. So you see, I straight away call back Peter. I said, Peter, I think if you want to shift to Orchard, okay, you have to spend another 2 years, 2 month renovation. When you spend 1 2 month renovation, it will cost you at least 300 over thousand, because Sydney Square is spent about 300,000 renovation. I say, and you cannot really start operation, and you must rent earlier. So in terms of that, your cost even higher. What happens if I manage to negotiate with the landlord to reduce your price to $38? You know, I'm more. Wow, why not, Cal? That's a great idea. Go ahead. If let's say I can reduce it, I will stay put. Then you have that to stay put on that. But of course, when they have any conflict, you also must come down and help them. But you win over the relationship, win over the friendship, so that you're easy to manage and control. So say one shot. So then he stay back. Yet I still get back my renewal commission. So after so many years, the landlord know that my relationship with the tenant is very close. So he say, Cal, I will pay you every renewal fee. Okay, so it's depend on you, how you want to hold your client. A lot of people are saying that, wow, how do you start on do this? But of course, it's true. Doing property, selling, marketing is also depend on luck. I do agree. Okay, but besides luck, if you work hard, if you work harder, you will change the luck to become the actual lead and deal. Okay, that's why I told you the last slide I was mentioned. You are also giving 2 minutes, 30 seconds if you continue 1 to 5 in the industry. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in the marketplace. I'll see you in any of the sharing, any of the, if you want any Kobo, I think please join the Telegram group, so that if you have any question, me, Chris, and Richard were able to answer you. Important, always practice. I think yesterday Richard shared you about the master plan. Try to play with it, play with the URL space. I think when you do become a commercial agent, that is very important. Okay, play with it. And also, Square give you a very good market data. Okay, you also can compare with SRX. Okay, if you want to, SRX will give you some of the rental things. I think SRX is still the faster. If I compare the rest of the app, I think SRX will give you the faster numbers and figure. So you may want to subscribe SRX, work as a team when you're doing commercial. And there's a lot of opportunity. But there's a lot of strata unit, they cannot be forever empty there. Okay, there's a lot of opportunity. It's depends on whether you want to do it or don't want to do it. Okay, whether you want to do it or don't want to do it. Okay, thank you very much, guys.